Danica, the creation of destruction. The hidden force. Amara's daughter, born from the primordial darkness before creation itself, Danica is the true corrupting influence behind many of history's supernatural events. For millennia, she has operated in secret, while her mother Amara shouldered the blame for disruptions in the cosmic order. Unlike Amara, who was driven by emotional needs for recognition and reunion with her brother, Danica is coldly logical and obsessed with balance, believing that God's creation required darkness to offset the light. This drive for equilibrium led her to orchestrate countless instances of corruption throughout history. True historical influence. Many events in supernatural history attributed to other forces were actually Danica's work. The mark of Cain. Danica wasn't trapped in the mark. She was the curse, whispering influence across generations. Lucifer's corruption. She influenced his fall, amplifying his jealousy of humanity. The Garden of Eden. Danica manipulated the serpent, introducing the concept of temptation. The empty. She created this realm as a hidden domain, a mirror to the divine. Leviathan corruption. She twisted these beings into the monsters they became. Witchcraft. Danica introduced key elements into human magic, leading to the Book of the Damned. Danica appears as a tall, ethereal woman with flowing dark hair that seems to absorb light. Her eyes are black as obsidian with an inner violet glow that reveals her power. She typically wears flowing dark robes adorned with ancient symbols of power and balance. She is cold, calculating, and utterly logical. To Danica, all beings are merely pieces in a grand cosmic game, their lives expendable in pursuit of true equilibrium. While not inherently malevolent, her actions often have devastating consequences due to her absolute commitment to balance at any cost. Cosmic awareness understands the universe on a level that transcends human comprehension. Reality alteration can manipulate reality on a grand scale, bending physical laws. Energy manipulation controls various forms of energy, including cosmic, divine, and demonic. Mind control subtly influences thoughts and emotions without detection. Immortality exists outside constraints of time and space. Dark dominion, unique connection to primordial darkness. Temporal manipulation can slow, accelerate, or reverse time flow. From the Dark Chronicles. The origin of the mark. I was never trapped within the mark. I was the mark. Every bearer who succumbed to bloodlust felt my whispers. Every generation that passed it down carried my essence. God thought he had contained his sister's rage, but he had unwittingly unleashed something far more dangerous, a calculated will to balance all creation with destruction. Danica was never meant to exist. She was Amara's attempt to create a human soul, an experiment born out of love, curiosity, and longing. But something went wrong. The moment Danica came into being, she became destruction incarnate, a force that balanced everything her uncle, God, created. Amara adored her daughter, but she feared what Chuck would do if he learned of her existence. Rather than risk Danica's annihilation, she took the blame for cosmic imbalances, pretending envy and resentment toward God's creation while secretly hiding Danica beyond the empty. The realms, the perfect balance between chaos and silence. To protect Danica, Amara forged a soldier of void, a guardian that would ensure Danica remained unseen for eternity. But Danica did not remain idle. She constructed her own domain, one that would serve as the absolute opposite of the empty. The chaos realm is its mirror. Where the empty is silent, chaos screams, a battlefield of endless war between creation and destruction. Where the empty is lifeless, chaos thrives, storms and stillness, bursts of energy and sudden collapse. Where the empty is dark, chaos is blinding, a realm where existence constantly reshapes itself. This perfect balance of realms ensured that both creation and destruction existed eternally, though Chuck remained oblivious. Danica watched as God imprisoned Amara, filled with rage that a brother would betray his own blood. Knowing she couldn't confront Chuck directly, she possessed the mark itself, embedding herself into Lucifer's lineage and humanity's fate. The corruption of Cain. Danica possessed Eve at the moment of Cain's conception, ensuring that Cain inherited darkness while Abel remained pure. Abel carried Adam's pure soul. Cain was Danica's creation, marking the first true division of good and evil in human bloodlines. God believed this imbalance was his mistake, never realizing that Danica was behind it all. Danica's carefully orchestrated plans were nearly lost, as the book and the mark had been locked away by powerful magic for centuries. So, she took a new approach, creating Jesse Turner, the first human soul balanced in light and darkness. She possessed Julia right, choosing one of the last remaining pure souls from Adam's lineage, ensuring her child would be a true reflection of equilibrium. Julia expelled Danica during childbirth, severing her immediate influence over Jesse, but her plan was already set in motion. Danica whispered darkness to Sister Agnes, ensuring the Book of the Damned would be written as the final key to Amara's release. From the shadows, she guided Rowena, manipulating events so that Dean would kill Death, preventing him from interfering. The multiverse collapsed, Danica's last desperate acts. Danica thought she had won, but when Chuck destroyed the multiverse, her creations collapsed, and Jesse began to unravel. For the first time, Danica felt true fear. Her son, the only success in her eternal struggle, was being erased from reality. She pushed a protective barrier through time, holding Jesse together, sheltering him from Chuck's destruction. Then she raced toward her mother, arriving just in time to see her consumed into Chuck. Balance was broken. The universe was dying. Everything Danica had fought for was dissolving. Her final gamble was to touch Jack, infusing him with darkness, allowing him to absorb all remaining light, turning him into the singularity of divine energy. This act granted Jack limitless power, enabling him to destroy Chuck, free Amara, and reset creation itself. For the first time in existence, balance was achieved. The year 2080, balance crumbles again. Everything had settled, until heaven closed its gates, and the veil began to fill. A new imbalance emerged, and Danica knew her work was far from over. Quote, "You cannot kill darkness. You cannot erase balance. You can only hope it does not choose you." Danica, the creation of destruction.